we're hosting this event today as a culmination of almost 10 years' work. We started out wanting to really change the narrative around the innovation ecosystem from one that is venture capital and scale and exit startup oriented, where we're trying to create, for want of a better word, digital replicas of extractive business models, to one that is much more focused on creating benefit, sustainable benefit for communities, individuals and in the environment. Fast forwarding 10 years, that has encompassed all stakeholders from corporate to government to angel investors and this new emerging trend of impact investors who are wanting to create financial impact alongside social and environmental impact. There has been an emergence and a real momentum building, particularly over the last 5 or 6 years, where we're seeing sustainable investment become more mainstream, sustainable development goals and investment around sustainable development goals become more important, ESG narratives. So like more and more actors from government to investors and corporates are starting to get behind this notion of things that go beyond shareholder primacy and profit for shareholders. The answer to what we do is very broad because we're the only capacity builder for the impact, investment and social enterprise ecosystems in Western Australia. And so we work with a large range of actors. So we help corporates align their strategy towards impact investment and more embedding of ESG into their strategic directions, how to better invest in communities and environment. We work with government around how they can better leverage procurement of services, which is worth billions of dollars, as we heard today, each year towards impactful projects. We work with First Nations organisations across WA, particularly in the regions, helping them build capacity and access investment for on-country initiatives that are creating cultural, social and environmental impact and are financially sustainable. And then we bring investment through a fund that we've recently just launched as well. What's the purpose of investment, and should there be a purpose in investment, and going deeper on social licence to operate and really helping the up-and-coming organisations that are working on really diverse businesses, from range of programs in the Pilbara to land-based initiatives in the wheat belt to social enterprises that are creating employment pathways in Perth and across the state, really scale their impact through investment and advisory. The biggest challenge for us, we have a small team. Biggest challenge is always funding, because there's an emergent space. There is an outsized flow of money that goes to traditional forms of innovation and investment, and we're about more equitable innovation and making that more accessible across WA to people who have been left behind and addressing areas of most need. I guess the challenge then is how can we grow as an organisation, and that comes down to investment in resources, staff resources, so that we can better engage with all of the demand that we have come to us, because we're having to turn more people away than not, which I guess is a high-class problem to have. So we ask government, philanthropists, impact investors to have a conversation with us about how can they support this ecosystem and scaling impact and going deeper on impact across the board. We've got almost 200 people here today from a range of sectors, corporate, government, investors. We have about 10 or 15 visitors from the East Coast who are working on this ecosystem and in the ecosystem, and we have social entrepreneurs that are creating impact. We have corporates that have community investment funds, and the cross-pollination that occurs through events like this, and the learning is a really instrumental part of growing this space.